Hi, guys. This is God Family Community podcast, and I want to welcome you to another episode. There's a couple of things I want to touch on today. One is involving the young lady running track who hit the other runner with a baton in the head. Two is the hairstylist in Maryland who drugged the 15-year-old because she tried to leave without paying. So obviously over the week, these were the major two topics. And I look to see what is going on with the situations and then do a show on it because I'm very busy throughout the week. So towards the end of talking about these two situations, I want to also tie into a situation I saw take place between DDG and Kemp, who is the mother of Rick Ross' kids, one of his kids. So first things first, the track and field situation. Two women in high school were running side by side, well, one behind the other. And Kaelen Tucker appeared to be passing by. I think her name is Alaila Everette. Video shows Alaila hit Kaelen Tucker in the head with a baton. The young lady said it was an accident, but I think it was, I think if it was an accident, the hit wouldn't have been so hard to where the young lady, Kaelen Tucker, was diagnosed with a concussion and a possible brain fracture, skull fracture. It is with great hope that this young lady is charged to the full extent because the behavior wasn't called for. It was intentional and it was out of jealousy. I have seen a couple of lawyers have a take on the situation. However, again, I think the evidence lies with the girl having damn near a concussion and a possible skull fracture, which means, as you see in the video, she raised up her arm and hit her with force. So that's the evidence there. The injury she sustained from it. Because, like I said, if it wasn't an accident, it wouldn't have been with such force where this girl had injuries. Now, the situation with the hairstylist Jayla Cunningham out of Maryland is another interesting situation. And I'm going to tie this all in together with the baton situation in the DDG and Tia Kemp situation. With this hairstylist, it appeared the 15-year-old tried to get out of paying the hairstylist and saying she sent the money to the wrong cash app. And when she tried leaving, when the 15-year-old tried leaving, the video shows the hairstylist dragging her. And upon seeing a couple of news stories about this situation and seeing the hairstylist, Jayla, explain what happened and holding herself accountable, I had a lot of compassion towards her. Only because she said I shouldn't have dragged her and I should have handled the situation another way. This was holding herself accountable and providing a future solution, which I can respect. However, I would hope that she doesn't feel guilty about what she did or about the situation. I don't want her to feel guilty for what she did. I have a lot of compassion for her because she was wrong and she felt wrong. And there is a fact that there is a lot of wrongdoing within the community, a lot. That being said, I actually don't think it was wrong what Kayla did to the 15-year-old because you know what? At an early age, that 15-year-old girl is going to learn early and real quick not to partake in such behaviors and action towards other people without dealing with the consequences. And far too often within the community, bad and devious and self-degenerate and self-annihilating behavior continues without it being checked and without any consequences. 15 years old is old enough to know right from wrong. She is not a baby, and again, she learned real quick that day. So many people have made excuses for this 15-year-old, saying how she's just a baby and how she could have handled it better. she handled it just how she wanted to, and I have to respect her for that. There is just, upon looking at these situations, there's just way too many excuses within the community concerning this type of behavior, and it needs to stop. It continues because it goes unchecked. She wanted to steal that day, and in playing in that girl's face about her money, she got drugged on the floor. So if I was the judge in this case, the case would have been dismissed. Okay, you wanted to steal. Well, that was the effect of you stealing. The laws, I think in general, the laws need to seriously change in this country, especially as it relates to defense laws and cause and effect. The lady who tried to steal caused the situation by trying to steal, and the effect was her getting her butt drugged. She caused the situation. Thereafter, there shouldn't be no charge against the stylist, and that's just my opinion. And that's common sense. And it is cultural. It's things that you just don't do. And I think that with the laws here, it just covers it. The laws here just needs to they need to change. The last thing I want to talk about is something I saw take place with DDG and Kemp. I didn't go looking for anything regarding them. It just happened to come across my feed because obviously Hailey and DDG is still a hot topic throughout the news. So I saw a clip where Kemp called herself texting DDG and quote unquote getting on him like we all have been doing regarding how he has immaturely handled the situation regarding the mother of his child, and just demeaning her and dragging her all throughout social media when whatever issue he has with her, he could, family issue for that matter, he can handle it, behind closed doors, not on social media. So as I'm looking at the text Kemp sent DDG and her explaining herself regarding why she sent it and just showing us the text and seeing his reaction in the text is just one that I see often within the community. It wasn't taken serious. Her quote unquote getting on him didn't appear serious, and he didn't even take it serious because looking at the text, he was it appears he was laughing off the situation. Within Black families and friend groups, particularly women friend groups, I see where they call themselves quote unquote getting on somebody, but it's in a joking manner most oftentimes, especially towards someone who is always in some kind of trouble of drama. So now she could come back and say, see, I told you, I told them, I tried to tell them about what they were doing. So it's like, no, you told them, but you told them in a joking, non-serious way. One in which they know there will be no consequences for their actions. And so they go out and do the same behavior, which keeps the community infiltrated with these kinds of people. I didn't even take her serious when I saw her text to him. I was disappointed, actually, and thought to myself, okay, I know what sector of the community we're dealing with. I was just highly disappointed because, like I said, I see this type of behavior happen all the times within our families and within girl groups where, they try and say that they told somebody something, but it's like, no, you didn't tell them in a serious way. You told them also in a way that most likely you're going to continue to still dealing with them. After you see the consistent behavior they partake in over and over again that's harming our community. There's no accountability and no consequences. And when you continue to affiliate yourself with people in the community who is partaking in this behavior, stealing, killing, robbing, scamming, RN, admin people, when you're affiliating yourself with these people in this community, that's like you're okaying them and their behavior. Even the men that are cheating on the women, and the women that are cheating on the men, people that are in adulterous relationships. You see this behavior going on all day, every day within the community, and you continue to affiliate yourself with these people who are engaging in these behaviors. And this is why the community is what it is, because you all are allowing it by affiliating yourself with these people. Which brings me to tie this situation with the baton situation between the two girls and the hairstylist who dragged the 15-year-old girl for basically stealing. She tried to steal and play in the woman's space. All of these situations pinpoint to the disrespect we have for one another and the constant wrongdoing that takes place within our community. The fact that the disrespect and wrongdoing is automatic upon us coming in contact with one another. The fact that this 15-year-old at a young age had the audacity in her mind to automatically disrespect and do that to the hairstylist, it speaks volumes. And it's a behavior that is sickening and detrimental to our progress. The disrespect and wrongdoing is automatic towards one another. And it's even more sad that we have this mentality that we can do this to one another and continue it. It speaks volumes, and it should and it will stop. And that's why I wanted to tie these two situations with the lady who hit the other girl with the baton in the head and the hairstylist who drugged that 15-year-old. I wanted to tie these two situations with the interaction I saw between Kemp and DDG, because it's not a joke. This behavior, how we are doing one another, and so on, it's not a joke no more, and it needs to stop. Because people are hurting and being harmed in our community day in and day out. There's a lot of harm being done. And so that's all I wanted to say today. This is God Family Community. I will see you on the next one.